book. Tell us why you want to make this to the big screen so much.
Well, it was a compelling book to read, and the character of Eli that I play in the film really jumped out at me. So I knew, like, wow, this is a special piece of work. And we were friends with Patrick DeWitt, the author. So he was like, "Do you think you could make a movie out of this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think we could." So he trusted us early on, and it's like a dream that we're here now.
Can you talk about the first conversation with Jacques?
Yeah, I was here in Toronto and we sat down. We obviously had arranged to meet him at this restaurant, and he knew we had this book, but he hadn't read the book. He knew my work. I think the fact that he knew some of my films is what got us in the door. And then it almost seemed like at the moment he was sort of like, beware of gifts from strangers, He was a little bit suspicious, I think. But we quickly showed him, as we were just coming to him with an open heart and hoping that he would make another brilliant film out of it.
The character arc is really amazing, especially for your character. Can you talk about, is this like a story about finding home and finding yourself?
Yeah, I think it is. Ultimately, it's about finding a way to stay alive. It's finding a way to come to peace with your place in the world, as opposed to being in conflict with it all the time. And that's what these two brothers are doing. They're kind of fighting their way towards peace, ironically. Yeah. You
probably never ride a horse that much on a production before. Can you talk about the experience?
Actually, I rode a horse. Thomas Bidigan, who co-wrote this movie, directed a movie before we made this called Les Cowboys. It was at the Cannes Film Festival. I rode a horse quite a bit through India, which was pretty terrifying because I don't speak Indian, or the horse couldn't quite understand me when I would say things to him. He was used to his handler speaking another language to him, but. I got to know my horse very well on this film. Luckily I had many weeks together with him, riding and practicing and learning his habits and giving him apples, bribing him basically to be my friend.
Apples work.
Yeah, horses love apples. Yeah.
And we're at Toronto. It's written by a Canadian writer. Were you kind of nervous before the premiere?
Well, yes. I mean, you're always nervous before a premiere because it goes from being this very private thing that you're sharing with a group of collaborators to this thing that the larger world is going to, give the once-over and decide what they think of. But I wasn't as nervous so much here in Toronto. I was just really excited because it was the first time we were going to share the film publicly with Patrick DeWitt, the author. Some of my friends from America were here, so it was the first time some of my own friends were getting to see the film. But it was a beautiful night. The theater we screened the film at here, the Princess of Wales, is just this gorgeous place. I don't know that I'll ever see a better projection of the film than I did that night. And the audience was just right with it. You could hear a pin drop. The laughs got big laughs, and the drama got a lot of really close attention and focus from the audience. So it was a beautiful night.
What did Patrick say?
Patrick was over the moon. Patrick has been really happy. He saw the film already. He saw it in Los Angeles before the festival, so he was prepared. But he said, at the screening here was the first time he could really enjoy it. Because the first time he watched it, you're just thinking like, wait, what was in the book? What's in the movie? Like he's trying to process what it was that he was seeing. But this time he could just sit back and enjoy it like an audience member.